coffee, we gotta hydrate most importantly. I use RESN Endure. It has helped me a lot through my training. It keeps me energized because there's a little bit of some natural caffeine in there, but one of the main reasons why I use it, last year I had a really big problem with like cramping. Like anytime I'd run, like do any long runs, my quads would spaz out. So I lacked a lot of that sodium in my body. And I tried many different things, like many different other hydration companies. Endure RESN has been like the one that works out the best for me because it has about 400 to 500 milligrams of sodium, which is the perfect amount. I've tried other companies where, you know, it has about like 800 to 1,000, and usually that 800 to 1,000 can work really well like in the moment, but overall having too much sodium in my body, specifically for me, it just doesn't make me feel good, and it makes me feel super heavy and bloated. The RESN Endure, check them out. I'll put a link in my description. Alright, so I'm going to take you guys through a full day of nutrition. I love just kind of picking out different snacks, especially people at the gym. They're always wondering like why I'm eating that or what I'm eating in between my sessions. So I'm excited to show you guys what I eat to perform and help me keep me going throughout the day, especially also coaching full-time, right? Coaching full-time and being an athlete full-time can be a lot. I'm always in the gym. And people are also very curious on what my numbers are. I don't track my numbers at the moment, but I know where my numbers are at and I know where they need to be at. And that's what works for me, and your numbers may be different, and what I eat may not work for you, right? I don't really eat for aesthetics right now. I eat to perform, and part of that is really just kind of getting as much food as I can in my body. And one of the biggest things that I tend to, you know, not be so good at is kind of under eating. So I'm trying to work on like eating as much as I can right now, especially with doing 2 sessions a day. I'm going to show you guys on like what type of proteins I have, what works for me, what I like for my body, how it makes me feel, and then of course like all the different carbs and fats and snacks that I like to have. So stay tuned. I'm in love with you. So we're headed to Solana Beach, which is roughly about like 20 or so like minutes from where I live, and I go there every single morning because it's the place to get the best coffee. Just because.
Joy and pleasure to millions of music lovers.
So I usually get the Cabana, it's really good. Oat milk, and there's like cinnamon, or what's the name?
Muscovado sugar.
Oh, that's
It's a molasses base, so it's sweet, but not as sweet as like an artificial sugar would be.
It's super good.
I'm in love with you.
Perfect. The best. Hydrated, cracked out. Now we're headed to Trader Joe's, which is my favorite grocery store. Everybody probably knows of Whole Foods. That is a great spot to go grocery shopping. But Trader Joe's, if you live in California, you just know that it's a spot. It just makes grocery shopping so easy because it's just so well done as far as like where everything is at. So I'm about to take you on this journey with me. So first thing we're gonna get is the holiday hash, which is basically the sweet potato, and they only have this during this time of year. It's my favorite like way to eat vegetables. It's so freaking good. It's just a mixture of like sweet potato, squash, carrots, all that good stuff. How I bake this is I'll literally just put it on a big pan, put some olive oil, and literally just let it sit for like 3 to 5 minutes, and then it's ready to go. All right, tangerines, juicy, and a fast way to get some calories, that's for sure. So I also like to do the chicken thighs because they're just cheaper, and honestly, they're also easy to get. Like I like just doing chicken and fish. and I usually just kind of bake this in the oven. I'll put some olive oil, some seasoning, and then I'll throw it on a pan right after I'm done baking them, just to kind of make them a little bit more crispy. So all the bananas, because we need the potassium most importantly for bananas, and also an easy way to get some carbs. That I like to get is the almond butter filled pretzel nuggets. So freaking good. Different than any other peanut butter like pretzels. Obviously this is almond butter, but healthier option, and it just kind of gets me through some of the sessions. I like to get some black beans, a lot of like heavy greens, some lentils, just because, as I said before, I like to kind of stay away from red meat. I do eat red meat, but I'll do it maybe on the weekends. I won't do it during the week where my sessions are really heavy, just because I just have a hard time like really digesting red meat. It makes me just feel really heavy and bloated, so a good way to just keep the iron and the B12, all that good stuff, is black beans, those greens, those lentils, and also obviously an easy way to get some good carbs too as well for those bowls I like to make. Gotta always do the jasmine rice, because I like to do, my favorite way to make rice is either the Mexican way, which is usually just cilantro and lime. So freaking good. My favorite snack, especially in between sessions and even in the middle of my session, or if I'm needing some quick carbs, if I'm competing especially, and I need to get some carbs in my body, soft dried mangoes. The ones here at Trader Joe's are super solid, not too hard when you bite on them, and 3 of these slices about 30 grams of carbs, so this is super solid, and there's no added sugars in this one. But there's another one that I like to kind of also get, because it's just really good, and again, another Mexican style of mangoes. This one is a chili spice mango, which is basically that like tajin, this Mexican chili powder that they put on mangoes and other fruits. It tastes so freaking good, and honestly I do think it's also beneficial towards my training, because it has a bunch of sodium, which I also lack sometimes, and because I'm burning so many calories and I'm sweating so much, I'm losing a lot of that salt, so it's a good way to kind of regain a lot of that salt with dried mangoes. Tangerine juice, it's way better than orange juice, but I guess kind of basically the same thing, just a little bit sweeter. Also another fast way to literally drink down some calories. Love this one, it's super tasty, and again, I like it way better than orange juice. I have that every meal almost. So we're getting some salmon. I like to eat fish about maybe 2 to 3 times a week. It just has a lot of omegas and a lot of good fatty acids, so, and I really try to stay away from red meat, so fish is always where it's at. I do a bunch of salmon, and I also do a lot of shrimp, which I already have a lot at home, so I'm not gonna grab any, but I'm always out of salmon. Chug 2 of these at night.